All right, welcome back, everybody, to Montclair Beach Club for Game 3 of the Women's Doubles Championship 2020. I'm joined in the booth today by Bill Lawrence. Bill, say hello to everybody out there, huh?
Hello, everybody out there. We have the players making their way to the court now for Game 3 of this final.
All right, shooting the red discs, we'll have Jill Kloiber and Ruth Morrison. Shooting the black discs will be
Doris Copek and Laura Haraka.
right. Just kind of checking my show notes here. So Doris and Laura on the black discs, Jill and Ruth on the red disc. We're ready to get started
We're
with an
underway.
opening shot from the red side, and Jill looks to
Well,
I think a pretty successful St. Pete to open things up.
St. Pete opening, but it looks like there's enough. Well,
Maybe
okay.
a little bit wider would be more to her liking, but yeah, challenges Doris to look to the left of that disc and park something in the corner of the 10. It's a non-scoring disc.
Doris enjoys shooting from position 4 all the way across the court, which is, I don't know, probably not recommended. If you
Unusual
haven't
to say
played.
the least. Jill's going to look to the outside. Is she going to come across from
Think
position?
she's
Yeah, she's
shooting
coming
behind her
across.
block.
She's going to
But
She's going to try to steal an 8 behind her block, and it's not going to be there. But you know what? That's a flavor saver.
It is.
You know,
And
a
it's
lined 8 is not a
Yep.
bad miss.
You got a little ridge in the middle of the court there where if you get up on it, you ain't coming off it. So, interesting board setting
Jill's
up
got
here.
still got a good look at that potential Splitsville.
It's a little tighter now, but yes, it's still definitely doable and high enough in the court where it's not too dangerous.
But she's not out at position 4. She's shooting from position 2. It looks like this is not going to get to the board.
Interesting, but a good setup for the red weights coming from south to north. Should definitely get behind that, even though it fell short. And I think Doris is looking to split her 10 here. Interesting. See what happens, how it works out.
She's going to
And
make
I think
contact with it. She
missed
does
it.
not get anything out of it.
That's a miss.
Couple Splitsville. Now,
definitely a miss.
I don't usually recommend throwing a 10, but this is a place where you take a stab at a 10.
Yeah, well,
True or false?
It's a stab at a 10 or a stopping of a hammer because there's a lot of points down there.
Yeah, there is a lot of potential
But
energy.
it looks like she's lining up. I can't really tell what her line looks like, but it looks like she's lining up to score behind her red weight on the 10 line, which would, I mean, it's not a bad shot, but I think there's just a lot of weights. There's a lot of score there for the black in the middle of the court. That comes up
Now
a
she's
little
gonna
short.
leave
So
it
now
off to the
we'll see
side
what
of the
happens
board.
here.
A scoring opportunity, a Splitsville
I think you
opportunity.
definitely
If she
got-
could sneak it past that St.
Yeah,
Pete, I
yeah.
don't know. I can't see it from
It's-
up here.
I think it's there. It's just a matter of how she wants
I
to throw it.
think
I think
she's going to get a
catch
taste of that
and it
biscuit.
was a
Yeah,
little
just
short anyway.
a little bit of contact, but it was going to be
That's,
short. And no score on the opening side.
That's a heavy nerves shot in the first round of Game 3.
And we have no video coming.
Oh, good. Okay, good.
How did we fix that last time? There's my cursor. Still no video coming through?
No.
How's
It's live now.
How's it look?
Yep, live now.
Shot all right?
Yeah, I think you need to turn
Turn
a
it
little
back
bit.
from me?
No, towards the other way. Keep going. That should be good.
That's good.
Yeah. All right, back to Game 3. Sorry for the, again.
I mean, you've been watching these shows long enough to realize that we have some technical problems every now and again. And that was another one of them, but we're back to live coverage. Video coverage. We had live audio to the first side. Luckily, nothing happened. 0-0 score.
0-0 score, second round coming from the north to the south as we look at it.
Left to right on your video screen.
Okay, a lot of middleweights again. The women seem to be feeling the pressure. Eight level weights, which are interesting. There's a lot of scoring opportunity, but again, a lot of lines and
A lot of high weights. I mean,
A lot of
above
high
that
weights.
8 line,
Yeah.
is where you find all 6 discs
I mean,
that have
as
been
a-
thrown so far.
As a player, it's
I don't know what you do
definitely-
with this, but maybe you make
That
something
looks-
happen and you steal an 8
Okay, that's definitely
and a
covered
well-protected 8. Look at the grouping of yellow 8s
very well.
that Morrison threw.
And you definitely don't want to mess with that middle stuff. So
No,
go
you try to
outside.
steal a score here, and it was a great
Looks
effort,
like
but
8
that's
red.
going to go on the line. We're going to go 8 red for the first score. First blood goes to red. What you want to do here, Bill, is go to the right. No, don't do that. Do not do that. Hold on, I'm coming over.
Didn't mean to touch that. There, you're back in. Yep. 8 red. Yep. Okay. And I kicked myself out. Where was this? Up top? Okay, so 8 red coming into the.
I'm going to remind my my booth mate that there's a sports Emmy on the line here.
There really
as we're
isn't.
kicking cables out.
Be nice if there were, but there isn't.
We're losing. We're losing contact of our. Okay, we're good. We're back in stereo. We're living in stereo.
We are.
As Rick Ocasek said.
Big clear there by
Back in the early
Mrs.
80s,
K.
I think the first Cars album had Living in Stereo on it, or was that late 70s? You know, we'll go to the book and check that out.
We get somebody in the van to check that out.
The truck. Our truck is a van. It's a U-Haul van.
Yeah.
Our truck is actually my Volkswagen Rabbit. It's a 2008. It's a manual transmission and a 5-speed. We managed to haul all the equipment down here today. We talked about the Rabbit setup. I mean, it's not a patient crew down here.
No.
They want to get the shuffle moving. They want to get the shuffle on.
But I've
And
already
so-
been advised that the matches tomorrow are going to start at 1 p.m. whether we're ready or not. You believe
Wow.
that? Talk
Wow.
about thumbing your nose at the sponsors.
I mean, you know, and our audience out there, we're here for you guys. Certainly, the sponsors help pay the bills. Our advertisers, God bless them, when they come on board, when they wise up to the glory of shuffle.
Well, that's a long wait.
That's a drive-by, and it's lucky not to be in the soup. This is a hammer side for Kloiber Morrison. Let's see what Doris does. Looks like she's going to try to
Middle
steal
eight.
an 8.
Deep 8.
That's a dangerous shot. That's maybe the most dangerous shot in shuffle. We always talk about the toughest shot in shuffle. That's the most dangerous shot. That's what I like to refer to as a pigeon 8.
It's definitely not where she wanted to leave it. I'll give you that.
I wonder if Jill's just going to try to score, or is she going to try to push
Again.
that thing off and possibly kitchen it? It's got good speed. She's got a taste. She
Yeah,
gets
it's
the
gonna stay.
8. She
Yep.
clears. And we're going to go 16 red, 0 black in the early offing. I'll go down to the little triangle. Up, 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 up. Bingo. There you go. Couple clicks. Again, we're without our production assistant, Kevin Ludwig, tonight, this afternoon. But, you know, we make do with what we have. You know, you go to war with the army that is prepared. And, you know, I like our chances as we take a look at a score that's 16 red, 0 on the black side.
Definitely got out early here for the Reds. Definitely where they want to be. We'll see how they go forward here. Red with the hammer, of course, after stealing a hammer in the first round.
You know, Bill, I'm just glad that we realized we weren't providing a video feed earlier.
Yeah, you know, every once
You know,
in a while.
we went a lot longer in the first match than the third match, and the second match, I think we had video. I mean,
think-
did we have video?
I think we had it all the way through. Yeah, you know, we
Yeah,
kept
well,
looking
the
at
proof will be in the pudding. Sorry, I kicked my mic stand. Wow, that was a dangerous shot. I don't know.
it. Yeah, well, cleared it. There's 8 black only on the board. A wide open board again. Surprising game 3, but oh boy, there's a nice attempt at a snuggie. So 8-8 on the board. No, we're fine. 8-8 on the board. Another attempt at a score.
All right,
from
I
the
think I'm back.
flyweights.
Yeah, I'm back live.
So 8-8 on the board. I think
I had to
we're-
make an adjustment. I could not see the shooting.
We don't need to
area.
know about the adjustments we made.
Yeah, that's a little booth humor. It's a great relationship we've been working together on this job for many years. Ruth is going to push
there's
into a
another.
7. All right, so we're going to go 8 red.
Nope,
No,
16.
16 red.
Yep.
Wow. So you got to split both those up. You got to just drive it right between the two discs.
Definitely. You catch the one on the right first.
You got to
a little
clear.
bit.
You got to clear that mess.
Definitely do.
No, she's got
Definitely
it.
do.
Yeah, right on.
And
Up,
she's-
and
but
she
she left
scores
it.
a 7, but she
So-
leaves herself 15.
Right. 7 red, 15 black currently on the board.
So Ruth has got to be looking at either I would look at the 7
Yeah.
more than the 8. I've got a lead. I don't want to risk my other scoring disc.
Depends on if you think you can draw that to the left a little bit off of it to score again. I honestly think what you really want to do is capitalize on the lead right now.
She's got a sweatshirt tied around her neck. I would actually put that on a bench or something.
So stay in
Dangerous
between.
game.
And there's,
All
there's
right, yeah,
almost a
that's
pair off.
7
7
and
red,
8.
8 black.
7 red and 8 black. That's going to take us to 23 on the red side. The first score of the game for black was an 8. I believe it would be 23 and 8. Yep, 23 and 8. With red shooting first. That's Jill Kloiber down there from her perch. It's interesting when she has 4 discs. She goes right to position 2.
Yeah, it's not a bad setup. We have a lot of people that like to shoot from position 2 for their opening weight, regardless of whether they're looking to block or go straight to the board. I'm not 100% sure why, but
I think Jill was looking to go to the board on that
it
shot.
seemed like that's the distance anyway. Yeah.
She's challenging Doris. That's what we're seeing here. That she's working from a lead. And Doris goes and scores a corner 8.
Yep.
That's going to be good, Patty.
Middle corner 8, and the ridge will help anything coming down there, even close to it, to stay on it. So you would assume a clear here, if not a score.
We'll go right to a clear on this. My audio is iffy at best. Jill's going to straight. Oh, she's going to drive it right by.
A bit of a drive-by there. Again, a problem. Well, not necessarily a problem. Obviously, it seems like Doris's problem is to the right, but with an open target, it seems to be a bit much for the ladies, unfortunately.
She leaves a good part of
That's
that disc exposed. I think Jill from position 1. She's not going to see it from position 2
Well, how about 3?
or position 3. As she gets a little deeper into the box.
Well, maybe she's going to come off her red weight to try and bump over onto the 8. She doesn't need much to get that off onto a line, but here we go. And that's going to go right through as well.
Oh, my. 2 drive-bys.
Okay. Well,
She's got to settle herself heading into game 3. It's a lot of nerves. The women have had a long day of shuffle.
yes, they have. And unfortunately, we weren't able to run a standard tournament. We ran a round robin, which allowed them to play a little bit more. But the people in the finals kind of get the short end of the stick because they're playing all day.
They've been at it for, by my math, nearly 6 hours.
Yeah, dedication to the sport, as they say.
Some part of mental fatigue is going to creep in. Physical fatigue, not usually an issue in shuffle.
Nope.
Oh, and she's going to drive 3 by.
Mm.
Wow. I wonder if Jill's having a hard time adjusting back to the speed of the yellow discs.
Well, it's possible, but these discs don't have a big difference in speed anymore, as I don't think we've noted in this broadcast.
I mean, the cord has changed.
Oh, and so that's
It's
gonna-
decidedly warmer than it was when we started. I think that, as the court gets hotter, it speeds up. I'm not a
As a bit of a contrarian to the normal idea, yeah, it does, because there's wax on this court, and
Yep.
as the court heats up, the wax tends to come to the surface or out of the ceiling and of the court, and it gets a little faster here.
Yeah, it does. It does. I mean, I think with the heat, there's less friction between the discs. I'm not a physicist by professional training. I'm not a physician either. Full disclosure, neither a doctor nor an engineer. All right, Red's going to take us out on this side. They hold a 1-disc lead at 23-16. Ruth takes a long look, and let's see what she does here. She looks like she's going to the board, and she's going to put a line, a very useful shot for later.
A dead middle weight.
I would clear that disc.
Well, apparently,
If I'm
she's not taking
Laura,
the
I gotta think
advice.
about clearing that thing.
So I think the idea is to draw the attention away from the split weight, and we'll
Yep,
see if that
exactly,
works.
and just work on clearing
Right.
the 8.
I think if she had her druthers, she would have left that a little bit higher.
Ruth doesn't have a druther. I mean a brother.
That's a good clear.
Oh, that is a nice shot because
Okay.
she steals an 8. It's on the line, but it's clearly a good 8. We have nobody calling lines down there.
Mike is. Mike is actually.
Where the heck is he? Oh, there
Mike,
he is.
Mike
Okay.
jumped in
Okay, I see.
to replace Jen.
Yep. Okay. Yep. So we're on and Patty is calling. Actually, Mike's wife is calling lines on the other end. It's a family affair at MBC, as often things are down here. We're a club that holds family dear.
So it was a split miss left for red, but a deep 7 weight, which can always be a problem here with the court curving towards the fence as you see it.
Oh, geez. Hold on. Bill,
Uh-oh.
adjustment over here.
What did you do? Oh, whoa. What happened there?
Slippage. Tell me
Oh,
when
boy.
we're good.
And 7 apiece on the board. You're good there, but it's not live. I don't think. I don't have a live. Oh boy.
How we doing?
We're not live at the moment. A software update is required to connect to Rick Kloiber's iPhone. Would you like to download?
We cancel that and we go live.
Not now. Yep. What happened there? What's that? 3 off red, 7 black.
Back. Is it moving? Yeah, I see the shadow.
2023, right?
Are we moving?
We're
Yeah,
moving.
we're moving. We're moving. Good.
Okay, so it's now 2023.
Here, get back to that window here.
You there, no? Yeah, I gotta get over there. 2023. Change in lead there, Rick.
Wow. All right. We just had a change in the leaders. 20 red, 23 black now.
Big round.
Sorry for technical difficulties during really a great moment in the match. All right, so the first shot from Doris is just a high block on Jill's side. It's a frustrating shot. Those high blocks, Bill. I don't know from your side of the fence. They're hard, but Jill's going to go ahead and set up a reverse Tampa. I don't know what she's
Yeah,
thinking
I
there.
think the higher-
Opening a door for Doris, I think, to work the right side if she goes for it.
or behind her own block. The thing is with the high block, you get a little bit more room to play with getting behind there early. You almost shoot at the inside of your own disc to try and play the court to get in underneath it, which is something she was looking to do, but again, came short. A lot of these weights are coming short, and I honestly think
Jill's got to look at pushing this way back.
the idea of
I think
winning
it's time.
has clawed its way into the women's brains.
Yes.
And so
Yep, it's a more
abbreviating-
strategic game.
Abbreviating some of the shots to not tempt a 10 off.
I think Jill's going to look to push the reverse Tampa that she threw. I mean, traditionally a Tampa would be on your own side.
Correct.
I mean, it's it
Yep.
seems to defy logic that you would block your side, but it's a high enough block that's tight enough to the triangle that you can score behind it.
Now, there are some other players that would go behind the double black block on the red side. There it is, and she's made the adjustment. I think.
The question is, does she have the speed? Because
Well-
she drove 3 discs by on the last side.
Well, it actually looks like it's close.
She got the speed. She's got
There
the
it
speed.
is.
Oh, she doesn't
Oh,
get the
boy.
7. We'll wait for a line call from Patty Bruin.
It is good.
And that's a great shot.
That is
a
7 red. It's a very good shot. Now,
I was going to say it took
Now you
a
see-
lot of will
yep,
to make
and
that shot.
Doris will go to the other side.
Jill saw it through.
That is a good shot. Listen, to identify it, number
She's
one.
going to push Jill.
Oh, little touch there.
She's got
but
a
that's
little
all right.
taste of another woman's biscuit.
Happy days.
Indeed. And Jill sits out for her third shot on the side, and she's looking to throw probably what's going to land in a nice 7, a nice high 7. Gives Doris a lot to think about. She cannot snuggie behind it.
Jill enjoyed that shot as well as she put her hands above her head.
She might try to push this into a 10-off situation, but she won't leave herself the score. She's going to get a taste of her own biscuit. It could be possible drive-by. It's a drive-by.
Straight through drive-by.
It's a drive-by. So we have 14 red sitting on the board. This is a huge opportunity for Jill.
Red to triple up here.
If she can score an 8 here, she would be in a double deuce situation.
Yeah, Roadhouse.
Roadhouse, yes.
Definitely.
Classic film.
Sorry I beat you to it.
Starring the late Patrick Swayze
Yes.
as the cooler.
Again,
This
a little
isn't,
bit
but maybe a touch.
tentative.
Oh, and
Little
14 red on the side. So we're going to go to 34 red, 23 black as we change sides. It's a women's doubles championship here at Montclair Beach Club, Montclair, New Jersey. The sun is shining. It's getting a little deeper into the sky as it continues its transit. I don't know what to say. The wind has picked up a little bit. It's blowing from it's a slight westerly breeze. We tend to.
I see Kelly Grady wading into the crowd. Maybe we'll see if we can wave her down and get her up here for a
Wouldn't
little
it be great
comment.
to get Kelly? We had Jim up here for
Yeah.
game 2, and that's going to be a leadoff high 7. All right, so Ruth would be wise to clear this disc or possibly score behind it. What are you saying there, Bill?
No,
What do
that's,
you think?
I think she's going to clear it. I don't think there's a lot of room to score behind it, and maybe she gets some play to the left to draw it into the other 7. Otherwise, I don't think she can square it up and score. But we'll see. That's
on the line.
exactly. That was what I was talking about. That's on the line.
I see a couple of players that are going to be out here tomorrow. I see Adolph Klenner down at courtside.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody else down there who's in competition? Adolph is in the making a return to the men's doubles championship for the first time in.
Boy.
Gosh, we'd have to go back to the record book, and I don't know how deep we'd have to go back in that book, but Adolph is a player.
That's a line finder there. You also have Peter Ricomo, who is playing in the men's doubles tomorrow, finals, along with his partner. So, yeah, it's nice to see people coming out to support the game, even if they're not playing. The Federleys, always.
Long time since we've seen that name referenced in the finals. That's going to be a good 8. That's a nice 8.
You have Joey playing in the finals, and his grandparents are currently courtside watching the women's doubles finals. Who could ask for anything more?
And Shuffle's all about family, Bill. I mean, all of your sons play. My children will one day pick up the bug. I know Bo has shown some interest in the game, but it wanes, as often happens with young people today.
Yep, that's the truth. I mean, the same thing happened with Mike Brune's grandson, Colin. He was down here early age, just as my son Connor, who's playing in the finals tomorrow, was, and he loved it. And I don't think he's touched the stick this year, unfortunately.
Yeah, I wonder if it's going to take the women picking up the game for. I know Ruth's daughters and my sons would be.
That is about.
Candidates, and Ruth's going to wish she had that shot back. It was a burnt hammer.
If you have that picture, that's about as many lines as you can hit in a round of shuffleboard.
More lines down there than you might see at Studio 54 in the 70s, Bill.
That's a bit of a layup there for you, but yeah, I would say so. That was a lot of lines.
A lot of lines. White lines. Even though they're black here at the club. All right, so Jill's going to lead off this round. The score sits at 34-23. This is game 3 of a 3-game match. Oh, Sally did not make it across that second lag line. That disc is going to have to come off. It's a battle between the Bruins to see who's going to clear that disc.
As usual, Patty wins.
Technically, I'm not a stickler for the rules, except when I am. That was Patty's responsibility.
Yeah,
Mike Mike
got there first.
encroached on her
Patty walked away with the weight.
situation.
We can debate that later.
I see Jim Grady coming down the stairs from the office, but it has nothing to do with the shuffle, folks. He's
Definitely
just,
think Kelly heard us talking about her and made herself scarce. Unfortunately.
well, we're going to get her up here tomorrow. Kelly's competing in the mixed doubles championship, I believe.
That she is.
Who's her partner is Connor.
Connor,
no?
my son Connor.
Yeah, your son Connor. I mean, that's a couple to watch tomorrow. I mean, they're not technically a couple.
No.
Sorry. Whatever. It's a family broadcast. 7 red and 0 black.
No.
7 red only.
A very nicely placed weight, to say the least.
Some people like to say 7 red only.
Well, that's a McCarthyism that we don't, encourage.
Sometimes we get annoying. I'm led to believe.
To say the least, especially if it was against you.
So goes the gamesmanship. This is going to be a nice disc because that's going to score that 8. It's going to provide a nice block. But at the same time, it provides more coverage for Jill's scoring 7.
But it's a nice answer where you're not seeing just a complete clear happen. I think it's a well done, it's a well made shot. And it actually makes better use of the hammer and forces.
Jill's going to go to the right side. Looks like she's going to score deep. It's
And
not hot. It's
not
on.
hot.
It's on the line. It's on the.
As Patty Brune points out, still 7
on
red,
the upper
8 black.
baseline. Not enough to push her in, so
No.
it's actually not a bad miss.
I actually
I'd
think
be a little bit nervous right now. I think as we're at a tight match. It's 34-23.
Okay.
That's
So
a
then
good solid 8.
split sides and 7 red.
Jill's got to be
16
careful
black now.
clearing this 8. She must be careful.
No, there's a lot happening in behind it.
Exactly.
Which
exactly.
is the point, I
I'm
think,
looking at
and-
that 10. That
Yep.
potential
Oh, yeah.
10 off.
It could very quickly become 20 on a drive-by.
Once again, we have no windscreens on our microphones. We're on a shoestring budget. Oh,
No,
and it's a drive-by.
it's a straight
It's
up middle drive-by.
Wow, this is a huge,
That's big,
huge,
could be a big
huge
side
turn.
here. And
Let's see. This is a possible 24. This is the hardest shot in shuffle, by the way, people. That's gonna be on the
it's
line.
going to be on the line.
All right, so
Hold
we're gonna
that
go.
ridge.
We're gonna go 7 red and 16 black. That's a shot that I think Doris is gonna want back when she looks back at this match. I mean, they may come out victorious and they may never look back, but if it goes the other direction, she's gonna look at that shot and say, you know what, I could have got myself an 8. But so it
Once
goes.
again,
That's shuffle.
a
That
tight-
is shuffle.
Tight game 3.
All right, so as we move the reels of steel, we're at 41 red, 39 black. It is tight. It's tight as a drum. Like a well-tuned drum, like with a really ratcheted up snare side head. It's tight. Tight like a drum.
It's to be an old analogy like that. How tight is it? Is a frog's ass watertight? It's tight.
That's a lead-off 10, it appears.
Looks like, yeah.
Is that correctly? She's going to clear that 10. That's a wise move. That's a wise move. Don't
Good
get
shot.
cute with it. Don't try to replace it. Don't try to park it. Just get rid of it. Get both those discs out there and let the next couple of discs sort them out.
Bit of a usable disc down there if she can get down into the 7 across
Ruth's
board.
just
But
going to look to
stayed and
block
throws
up the
a
right side.
Tampa.
And that is a very smart block from that side.
Proper Tampa there.
When you're shooting the yellow disc from the north side, that is an indispensable shot. I learned that from your son, Connor.
And there is an open board 7. Not advisable at this stage in the game, but we'll see what Ruth does with it. It looks like she's lining up to score behind her block, but maybe just came to position 3 all of a sudden and goes after the weight.
She's going to get it.
Catches the
Oh,
front
catches
of the quasi block. So now we'll see if Laura goes to block again.
She goes to protect that
She
7.
sure does. And as
All right, now Ruth has to look to just pour one down Brune Alley, as we call
You
it,
would-
down the right side of
that
the
should have
court.
been, I think that should have been the shot previously.
Well
but
protected
yeah.
with her third disc.
Well, we'll see what happens here. I think she
Okay,
still.
she's
I think she
going
still
over to
sees
position
the
3.
7. Oh, it just went over a little bit more. Yeah, she still sees it.
She's going to get a
catch
taste
that
of her own
front weight.
biscuit, though.
And now you have another
A
opportunity
real
to
opportunity
double up on
on a-
black here.
A hammer here.
That's going to be.
That's
looks
going to
like
be a good
7.
weight. That's
yeah.
going to get, yep, and it gets in there, 14 black. So the hammer's going to change sides with the black disc getting the last disc of the side. When we refer to the hammer, that is the person who has the last shot. It's 41 black, 53 red. So a little bit of a turn here. but nothing that's going to upset anyone. We're at basically a 1.3 disc differential. We're just getting the scoring confirmation from
Confirming
down
the score.
below.
It's accurate on your screen. And black will be out, which means Kloiber and Morrison have the hammer to play with here. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I think Jill and Ruth, they got to just think about picking up one more disc here. If black scores 1, they score 2. Black scores 0, they score 1. That'll even things up on the reels of steel.
That's almost
But a
lifted
lot can happen.
verbatim from the book that we refer to here. It's time to use
Come
your
on up
hammer,
there.
claw back into the game.
Mrs. K took an aggressive swing at the left side.
Definitely.
Clearly a speed change. I hope that's not rattling around in her brain too much. This is going to be a good scoring 8.
It's a good weight by Doris. Quasi covered.
Reasonably
high
protected,
enough.
but
Yep.
Jill's going to take deep
Going
position 1.
Or maybe you bump
she-
the score.
I think it's interesting because Jill will use 2 different weights. Like
Yep.
the disc that you think she might shoot doesn't become the disc she shoots.
she
That's
looks
a
like she's
very
gonna try and-
unorthodox style. I've never seen it.
A scorer bump here. It looks like she's lining up for. I can't imagine she's going cross court. And then reconsider. It depends on what you're shooting better that day, in my opinion.
The
What you
fact
go
that
after
she's
here.
thinking about it is making me incredibly proud. Again, full disclosure, Jill is my wife, my
That's gonna be a
bride
little
for
wide
19
right, but it might
years,
be
but
a
she's going to
scoring
score
weight.
7.
Yep.
And Jill has latent shuffle skills.
Yeah. Hey, I think all these women do.
I think when they play, they enjoy the game.
been a good
They usually
game.
watch us play and wonder what the heck are we doing over there.
Ain't
But
that
when
the
they
truth?
settle into a match, man, they get as competitive as the fellas, and that's
an
2
interesting
7s.
weight there. So 7 red, 15 black.
All right, so Jill's got to think about possibly scoring a nice 8 on the other side. I
Perhaps
think,
we.
or maybe she's got to look at
there
that
it
set.
is,
Oh,
and
she's
moving
looking
into
at she's
position
looking at
one.
that
There it is.
higher 8. Yes.
I'm not sure that or the deeper 7, but either way, she needed to be in position 1 to go get it.
Oh, she's going for the
She
7.
got the high 8.
Oh, and she connects with another biscuit on the way down, opening things up. So now Doris has an interesting situation here. Did she
think
try to
this is-
snuggle?
I don't know what she's doing, but I,
I
think she
she's
needs
gonna,
to block.
I think she's going to try to snuggle.
I think it's a block weight here, or an 8, but she likes to shoot from that position 4 across. And, she's going to look to come behind.
She's going to get. Oh, she's not going to get a taste of that. And
she'll
Jill's
leave.
going to have an open right side.
Yeah.
So a real opportunity here for an
I
8.
think that's a
That would close the 1 disc gap.
missed
in the
opportunity to
scoring
split a hammer
differential.
here, and I think the block was the better weight there, but we'll find out shortly.
Yeah, Mrs. K's looking at the 8.
Yeah, she's looking.
But she's also thinking about maybe clearing that black weight.
Yeah, we'll see
You know,
what
she has a
happens
shot
here.
at it. She's going to go for it. She
Don't agree with
she
position.
can be aggressive.
Position 2.3 here,
And she's
but-
been playing shuffle for 6 hours, which is 6 more hours than she played most of the year.
that's a-
Oh, she's going to get her own. Oh, and scores
And
2
peril.
7s. Wow. Yeah, I mean, essentially, aside from the black side going up to 60, we'll be looking at 49, 47, and 60. 60 puts you in the golden circle. I mean, this is a critical hammer, Bill. I know you can't talk because you're adjusting the score, but when you get back to your microphone, I think you'll recognize this as a critical hammer. This is where the game could possibly go either direction.
Once you get, in my opinion, once you get the scores for both teams technically into the 50s, I think you're looking to play a lot more strategically, and it has a lot to do with who's got the hammer and how you're going to approach this board. Now, Laura's got an opportunity to set the board the way she wishes, but I think that's a bit left, and it's actually something that Ruth is looking for and can score behind. It's a tough weight. It's not a good weight for black, in my opinion.
I got to get up on the wheel here so I can see. Ruth is adjusting her disc. Once again, 2 hands on the cue.
Mhm.
This has become a signature of hers.
No, and she goes
She's going to
cross
try
court.
that through, and she's going to look to score possibly a
Surprise.
and a very low 8,
That
a
is
deep
good.
8, a
Yep.
deep 8. Some call it low, some call it deep.
I I'm surprised and flabbergasted she didn't come behind the 8. And it's wide open, but Laura's going to miss it outside to the
Yeah.
left.
All right.
And
Now, if I'm Ruth, I think about protecting that 8. That thing is like a little piece of gold down there.
Oh my goodness, yes.
And Ruth is on the bench. I don't know what she's doing.
No,
she's got Purple Rain. She's bringing Purple Rain into view. That's a stick that is named for the formerly known as Prince artist. The artist formerly known as Prince. Prince, as he left this earth. We love that stick. In full disclosure, it belongs to me. That is Purple Rain making the next shot, and that is going to be a 7, a protected 7 behind. I think
15.
an 8. So that's 15 red. There's a lot of points on the board. They got to start getting nervous on the black side.
Another visitor playing tomorrow in 2 finals. Full disclosure, my son, Connor Lawrence, coming to the microphone in the studio.
All right, Connor, welcome back to the booth.
Thank you.
First of all, congratulations on finding your way into the men's singles championship again tomorrow, and also the mixed doubles championship. Yeah, so a lot of hardware on the line for you tomorrow. So I understand you have a lot on your mind. Thank you for taking the time to come up to the booth today. And I mean, you've been down here for most of the women's doubles tournament. Well, what's your assessment of the situation?
Oh, this has been a high intense affair this whole time. Very close games, all 3 games. Just a lot of action. A lot of action.
Yeah, I'm going to move this back a little bit. Broaden the shot. Yep. Yeah, we needed that adjustment. We had a little shift in the cameras before. You see Ruth about to send her hammer shot down.
She's got the hammer.
All right, there's 7 points on the board for black if they stay. The smart move for Ruth with 48 points. She's got a score. I don't think we updated the score from the last side. What's the score down there?
Last time I checked, it was like something to 60, I think, right? No,
All right, we got to get a score, and then we'll see what's what.
Yeah, we got to get a score. Got to get a score update.
All right, call down for that.
48-67, yeah. 48 red.
All right, I guess we had updated the score. The match stands at 48 red, 67 black. The hammer goes to the black side, I believe.
The black team, yes.
Real opportunity for Doris to wrap up the match for her and Laura. With Jill having to play substantial defense. She's checked the silent captain. She knows the score.
This is when you need that clutch kitchen play to come in, Rick.
And a great opening defensive move, setting up really a textbook St. Pete.
You don't want to go up against...
Exactly. Doris is going to wisely just throw that this way. Jill's going to build a wall right now. Let's see what happens.
Doris wasting no time. She knows what she needs to do.
1 score from the championship on the black side. All right, Jill's going to look to block the higher side of the board. Okay. This is going to force Doris to possibly taking a look at threading the needle, maybe getting the dagger in position. Let's see what happens. She's coming down. It doesn't look strong enough. All right, now if I'm Jill, Connor, I got to think about scoring a deep 7 on the right side.
Coming down her own alley. That's
Come down the other way.
What I would do right now. Or do bump and run.
Oh,
That
that would have been a big 10. Big 10 for their side. It wasn't a terrible shot. Now Doris has to start thinking. She's got 2 discs left. She's got to score 1 of them. Does she take a run at it now? Yes, she does.
Wow.
And she gets
Look at
7.
that. She
So essentially, Jill needs to clear this 8 to save the game. Is she checking the silent captain? Does she know the score? I don't know that she does because she's shooting from position 2, but maybe she has a good look at the 8 from there.
I don't know.
All will be revealed in a moment. I don't know. I don't know if she's doing
not
math.
sure. I hope she knows.
Yeah, she's going for it, but she got.
Oh.
Oh, that's a tough break. All right, so I mean, this is just gonna get thrown into the gutter.
Uh-oh.
Oh my! All right, well, you got to play it down to the end, people, and the winners today are
That's
going to
why I
be
always shoot the last wave.
Laura Haraka and Doris
Congratulations,
Copek.
women's doubles.
Congratulations to our mixed doubles champions. Maybe we'll get them up to the booth for a little post game. So let's just see what happens, or they might just head for home. Kind of being tired.
We don't know. It's been a long day.